heat. It cools the heat of the liver, breaking the stone in the kidneys, and stays women's courses. Inexplicably, he forgot to mention that village matchmakers insisted on the efficacy of maydew gathered from oak leaves as a beauty treatment for young women, that mistletoe from oak was particularly valued in treating falling sickness, known today as epilepsy, that fingernail clippings and leg hairs stuffed in an oak hole, bunged up with cow dung, was said to get rid of gout, and that to stay healthy for a whole year, the Welsh believed you should run your hand over an oak branch, that a nail driven into the gum above a hurting tooth, then driven into an oak, transferred the pain. During the 17th century, the oak was considered a remedy for baldness, by washing the head in water used to soak leaves and middle rind of an oak. And if an oak branch was cut and stepped over, then the subject was protected against witchcraft. According to the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society, 1672, limbs could be strengthened by anointing them with oil drawn out of the white oak acorns. As food, the oak's fruit was most valued in times of austerity. In the 2nd century AD, the Roman doctor Galen recorded poor country folk making flour from acorns. Geoffrey Chaucer mentions some who were wonte lichtly to slacken hus hunger at even with acorns of oakes. Acorns, thick with tannins, are inedible raw. To remove the bitterness, Native Americans buried acorns in the earth and let it leach out. Boiling achieves the same result. Rural Koreans make dotorimuk, acorn jelly. In Germany in the Second World War, acorns were roasted and ground as an ersatz coffee. The oak leaves and wood still have a place on the table. Springtime oak leaves make a light white wine, and the tree's wood traditionally smokes herrings in Caister and haddock in Arbroath, while oak casks flavour and mature brandy, beer, wine and spirits. Acorn coffee. The recipe for acorn coffee is simple enough, but by no means could the drink be said to taste like anything made from Brazilian beans. On the tongue, acorn coffee is reminiscent of the barley cup that was once a staple of health food cafes. Peel the acorns, boil for 10 minutes, leave to dry for a day, then roast on the middle shelf of the oven at 120 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes before grinding in a coffee grinder. Put the ground acorn powder into a cafetiere or percolator at the rate of 2 teaspoons per cup and add boiling water. Drink. Gilieu kava is a Lithuanian traditional drink and a variation of acorn coffee, whereby the shelled, dried acorns are gently simmered in milk until soft, about an hour, then strained, patted dry, and scorched in a hot frying pan. The acorns are then ground and treated like coffee. Oak leaf wine. Ingredients: 4.6 litres or a gallon of fresh young leaves, 4.6 litres or a gallon of water, 900 grams or 2 pounds of sugar, juice and zest of 2 or 3 oranges, 1 teaspoon of yeast. Method: 1. Pour boiling water over the leaves, stir well and leave overnight. 2. Strain off the leaves and bring the liquid to the boil. Add the squeezed orange juice and finely grated rind. 3. Allow the liquid to become lukewarm, add the yeast and pour into a demijohn. Fit a fermentation lock and add water to the top of the lock. Rack at 1 month and 2 months. 4. When fermentation ceases, siphon the liquid from the sediment and bottle. The wine will be ready to drink after a year. From Yardley Oak. Survivor soul, and hardly such, of all that once lived here, thy brethren, at my birth, since which I number 80 winters past, a shattered veteran, hollow-trunked perhaps, as now, and with excoriate forks deform, relicts of ages. Could a mind imbued with truth from heaven, created thing adore, I might with reverence kneel and worship thee. It seems idolatry with some excuse, when our forefather Druids in their oaks imagined sanctity. The conscience yet